Recently, I was overcome with the urge to create a sweater making game. Can't imagine why. The process involved a lot of math, coordinates, hair pulling. I definitely learned a lot, but the greatest revelation came after I hit publish. And I started seeing what people made with the game. I started to realize that crafting games have enormous untapped potential. It's kind of a weird thing to say considering the amount of crafting games that are available, but are they really crafting games? Is it possible the industry has made a huge mistake? I'm Terry Ross. I'm wearing at least 4 pieces of knitwear right now. And this is a story of how I made my game, Sweater Maker. My game, Sweater Maker, is inspired by my love of crochet. Crocheting is a really great hobby to get started in the winter, by the way, because all you need is the little hook thing and some yarn. The stitches are really easy to learn, and you can use them to make something as simple as a little granny square or as intricate as a lacy shawl. I'll be honest though, to make the shawl, you need a lot more skill, time, and dedication, and possibly even a dash of depression. Like I said, great winter hobby. Crochet pieces are built 1 stitch at a time, and you cannot make changes to a stitch you have already made without undoing all the preceding ones. Kind of a fuzzy blockchain, if you will. And that means, yes, if a crocheter happens to notice that they made a mistake like 2 rows back, they must engage in the time-honored, bittersweet tradition known by all fiber artists as frogging. You gotta rip it, rip it, rip it. Frogging is totally nauseating. I mean, it's so difficult to describe how completely unhinged you feel just undoing all of your own hard work on purpose. But a lot of times it can also be kind of cathartic. If you know, you know. My goal of making Sweater Maker was to create something that replicated those very specific joys and trials of crochet, but of course, streamlined to remove all the hand cramps. I happen to be a firm believer that cozy games should really not be completely devoid of challenge. I know a lot of people don't agree with me. Regardless, you need to understand that I want players to mess up when they are using Sweater Maker. I want them to undo their work as their understanding of the game grows, so that when they eventually finish their sweater, it feels like an accomplishment because they actually did accomplish something. So I deliberately didn't tell the players how to play the game. I just said the keys you need to push are Q through P on the keyboard. Figure it out. Good luck, babe. Everything else is discovered and earned entirely by the players. So what happened? Well, literally 24 hours. 24 hours after publishing this game, and mind you, I didn't actually tell anybody about this. This just appeared on itch.io somewhere. We had people in the comments making the most gorgeous and cute little sweaters. I was actually very upset because, you know, obviously I'm trying to make this difficult and you guys are just like completely blowing that out of the water. Like, is it me? Am I not mean enough? Do I have to throw it a fucking boss fight? What do you want? But watching people actually dive into this cute little game is what made me realize the depth potential of little crafting games like this are actually bottomless. I could have added in so many different like cool, weird crochet techniques, and if they could be used to make something cool, I genuinely think people would have taken the time to master them. Even if I added an evil cat that occasionally undoes your work if you get too close. Hear me guys, it's the perfect boss fight. But the truth is, when somebody says crafting game, most people are imagining something completely different from this. They're actually thinking about they're thinking about Minecraft. Back in the 2010, explosively popular games like Minecraft, Terraria, and Starbound set the standard for what crafting in games is supposed to look like. You collect materials, slap them into a UI box, press a button, and boom, you've made a sword, or a chair, or a nuclear reactor. Now these games are amazing. Obviously, nobody is denying that, but just because they happen to be so popular means every new game that tried to jump on the bandwagon thought that a robust crafting system means 47 different types of sticks. And it was these studios who kind of ruined things for everybody because they inadvertently brought the least important part of a crafting game to the forefront. You see, this UI is not actually the craft part of Minecraft. This is just paperwork. Oh, I guess I should probably define what craft is now. I'm like halfway through the video and I haven't done it yet, sorry. Craft is the act of skillful creation. This is not exactly like art. I mean, a crafted piece can obviously be artistic or have a point of view, but that is secondary, in my opinion, to the skill of using the chosen medium. People get into crafts not because they want to say something. It is satisfying on its own to just make something, to feel a sense of accomplishment and progress as you work through a project. I hope you're hearing this definition and realizing how similar crafting is to playing a video game. And I don't think it's a bad idea to try to bring those things together. And that's what I'm saying, okay? Early crafting games actually did this. You were taking the materials that you extracted from that UI and combining them in the world to make insane structures. And your creations become more impressive as you learn the game. Think about redstone machines, pixel art murals, full historical recreations. That is craftsmanship, baby. That is mastery. That is chicken jockey. Did I use that correctly? Did that make any sense? Mind you, I'm 30. Even though a typical crafting game may not require a whole lot of craftsmanship from players, there are a lot of games in the cozy game category that actually do. Townscaper, Tiny Glade, The Sims, Animal Crossing, Roller Coaster Tycoon. Oh my god, I almost forgot about My Card is Better Than Your Card. Is anybody talking about this? This is the most brilliant game. Okay, I'm getting off track. This is all amazing, obviously, but I have to point out that there are still so many other real-life crafts that games have barely touched. Where are the games about mosaics and wood carving and bookbinding and bricklaying and lace making and stained glass? Where are the games about weaving or knitting or embroidery or crochet? Honestly, I don't know, but I have added my tiny little sweater making game to the starting pile, and I'm hoping that it inspires more developers to join in on the fun, because crafting is a lot of fun. You probably know the drill if you've been on my channel already. The game is completely free to play on itch.io. The description has a link for it. And if you're watching this video on itch.io, then the game is directly above you, and you can play it in the browser. It's completely free. By the way, guys, I'm holding a little friendly showcase / competition thing, which is going to run until I think the end of February. And you can play the game, you can make whatever kind of fun little design that you want, and I will pick the coolest ones and just put them in like a little gallery. So if that's something that would interest you, if you want to do something to wait out the snowstorms that have been happening out here, you are welcome to do those. And if you're like, oh my god, it's so amazing that you're making free games, I love that, thank you. I am allowed to do that because I am supported by patrons on Patreon and Ko-fi, and right now they are supporting me making 12 completely free games this year. And if you think that's really cool and you would like to support me, head on over there. I would really appreciate it. I really hate doing self-promotion, but you know, thank you for watching. Okay, I have to go. It's getting really cold. The sun is setting.